Welcome back, everyone, from the break. We got another one coming at you on SEA Tournament Qualifiers. Single elimination. We got Killit on the Legion side, taking on Devil Gang here on our Hellborn side. Once again, what you got? Your main shoutcaster. Solo casting for now. Hopefully that'll change later. My co-caster can come back and assist me. But once again, you'll be stuck with a solo caster. Try to make it nice and entertaining for you all, as always. Let's get into the match here. Dr. Repulsor, Blind Band, or another one. Another one. It appears that these teams do not want to see some Dr. Repulsor in their matches at all. They are just not having it. Magebane as well going to get banned away here. We saw a little bit of a better performance on the Magebane last game, so starting to see a little bit more why they're valuing that pick as well as ban quite frequently. And then the Tundra now coming out as well. So the 3 bans done for our Hellborn side. We have Bubbles, Behemoth, and Geomancer going to be banned out here from the Legion side. We're seeing a lot of Behemoth bans today. A lot of Behemoth bans and Bubbles bans. And Geomancer, we saw that last game. So they're not going to let that one through as well. And we're going to see a first pick, Soul Reaper, coming out here from Devil Gang. We got Purple Border Soul Reaper here on our drafter. So he's an experienced Soul Reaper player, perhaps. And that's going to be a comfort pick maybe for him. We'll have to see who plays it in the end, but they're going to pick up the Soul Reaper. First pick, Pestilence and Bushwhack. Wow, Bushwhack. I gotta say, I hate this hero so much, but it is what it is. I gotta cast him nonetheless. He's gonna be paired up with a Pestilence here. Ooh, that looks nasty. Swarm into right clicks from Bushwhack. Nasty, nasty stuff. I think that Bushwhack could potentially deal some really solid DPS. We'll have to wait and see. But it's been a while since we've seen some Pestilence. Hero that I personally like quite a lot. Wish we got to see him a bit more often. Flies around the map, doesn't really need a portal key, just kind of zips around, flying like a big nasty bug. And yeah, paired with a Bushwhack, who's arguably one of the strongest meta carries right now, amplifying his damage output, that just looks scary on paper. So we'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. Pearl and Magnus coming out for Hellborn. They're going to pick up a healer, defensive support with the Soul Reaper, and a Magnus. I gotta say, that looks pretty reasonable in terms of picks, but also you have the Pearl counterpick to the Pesty Flight. She can remove these the flight wings off the Pestilence, which is what makes him so good. He can go in and out of fights very quickly. Also removes the swarm off of allies as well. So I really like that support pick this game. Makes a lot of sense. Pairs very well with the Soul Reaper for some added defensive healing, counter pressure, aggression as well. Very, very good. They start off the second banning phase with a lot of early aggression heroes once again. Pebbles and Sir Bensington, which could be perhaps some mid lane options, or even like could be like a long lane or short lane Bensington, don't really know. But it makes a lot of sense to ban out the Bensington. If he can catch the Bushwhack, you could probably burst him down very easily. Dark Lady as well going to be banned. It's been a long time since I've seen a Dark Lady pick. Throughout the course of HoN's history, it's always been like a very flavorful carry. We've had many metas where Dark Lady was very prominent. And it would make a lot of sense, I would say, in a casual mode setting, that a Dark Lady could be very strong, because she can farm very fast, and she scales really hard when she gets going. So it's interesting. I haven't seen Dark Lady in a long time, but perhaps it's like a hero the Hellborn team likes to run to get rid of the Dark Lady. I don't necessarily think it's like a good pick against the Bushwhack per se, because Bushwhack can always just get a shrunken and right click the TDL. But yeah, they get rid of that one. Kinesis Andromeda Lodestone banned away from Hellborn. They are kind of lacking like a support for the Bushwhack, but also like a long lane combo. So getting rid of Lodestone Kinesis. They have a Magnus picked up, so the Kinesis ban makes sense. You don't ever really want to give up Kinesis when you run Magnus, especially if there's a Kinesis player in the other team. It's Kinesis becomes a much more powerful, potent hero when he has a Lava Surge, specifically. So they get rid of that. We're gonna see Jerizaya coming out. It's a very like single target focused lineup here. Put Charm on the Bushwhack, Pesty goes in with Swarm, they just try to kill one guy, get out. They'll try to play like prolonged team fights, just go in and out with their heroes. They still have to pick up a support. I don't know what they're gonna go for. We've seen a variety of stuff. They're gonna go with a Flux here. So maybe this is actually a Jerizaya support. I don't foresee any of these heroes jungling, but they also don't want to run 4 cores. Which would also not make sense. So this is probably a support Jerizaya, which is kind of odd. I never really see Jerizaya support. I mean, alternatively, we could have a Flux support, but I think that's probably even worse. Pestilence is not really a hero you can play support. He needs farm and levels as well. So this should be a Jerizaya support. If it's a Flux support or a Pesty support, I don't think it'll be too good. Be very surprised. Last 2 picks, 50 seconds on the clock. What are we going to see coming out from DV? They need 1 to 2 more cores. I have no idea what they're going to pick. I'm going to be honest here. I have no clue what we're going to see. Silhouette's not banned though, so I want to see Silhouette. Don't know if they're going to actually pick that, but they're going to go with Emerald Warden. Okay, I'm struggling to see why they would want an Emerald Warden here. And they go with Wretched Hag. They have a really squishy lineup. Wow. Like, all of these heroes just die to, like, a few right clicks of Bushwhack with Swarm. Like, none of these heroes can soak damage that well if they get caught. They do have lots of, like, control and burst, though. So, like, if they're able to outnumber and swarm the Legion heroes, they can pick them off very quickly. I will say that much. So, from that standpoint, if they're able to get the kills going, I think they could kind of snowball. That's probably their best bet, is to gank a lot and swarm into... It's funny because Legion team has the swarm. They have Pestilence. No, but they need to like swarm them in numbers and then pick them off. If Legion groups up, I think they're very strong as well. So they're going to last pick a Shell Shock. Okay. I wanted to see Shell Shock last weekend when we covered the Mid-Wars tournament. SEA teams got me covered. They're picking up the Shell Shock. I'm already pretty excited. We're going to see some minivan action. Shout out to Coach. I hope we see lots of minivans this game. They're going to roll in the Flux Shell Shock combination. Just roll in, pull them all, Mastodon, boom, Pesty on top, and Pale. Everybody dies. Bold prediction. I'm calling it. Everyone's just going to die. Minivan's going to be MVP. And Killit is going to be... they're going to be making us proud with their Shell Shock strategy. I hope this works. How are they going to lane this? This is the more important part. Because now they have what looks like to be... like a pair of melee supports. They have a Jerizaya laning bottom with the Bushwhack, so he should be playing support on the Jerizaya. And then we have Shell Shock with the Flux, which I think would make more sense for the Flux to farm and the Shell Shock to just be like a roamer support where he just rolls people into combat. We have Pestilence playing mid. We currently see Devil Gang, 4 players down here in the bot lane. They get a Rev Ward down on the pool camp. They have... what is their lane going to be? I guess Magnus, Emerald Warden should be their long lane here. I don't know who's going to farm. They don't buy hatchets on anybody. Honestly, they could even share farm. It wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world. I'm pretty sure Pearl... Are they going to actually tri-lane down here? They might actually tri-lane. Soul Reaper solo mid and then Wretched Hag solo top. They're actually going to run a... Emerald Warden, Magnus, Pearl, offensive tri-lane. Okay, I did not foresee that this could be how they would lane this. But honestly, like, this is a pretty strong lane for This is a pretty fun like makeup for them. And I think it could be pretty strong as well. But I'm still interested to see who's gonna farm. I think the Emerald Warden with farm would probably be a little bit better than the Magnus, so he can roam. Because I think second support Emerald in this type of lane setup would probably be less than ideal. But will the Legion side respond and run like Shellshock bot lane to try to counter tri-lane? I feel like their tri-lane would be way worse. Bushwhack, Jeremiah, Shellshock, 2 melee supports. I don't know if Bushwhack's gonna even be able to farm down here. So despite having a really powerful pick in the Bushwhack, it makes a lot of sense to tri-lane him. Pesty versus Soul Reaper. That could be like 50-50 early on. Pesty's like a pretty decent laner. Soul Reaper pretty strong right now as well, though. Should be able to do good on his own. Flux versus Hag. I think this matchup is Flux favored, but it's being played in the long lane. Normally I see this matchup in mid lane. Hag has the ability to go like haunt and harass, but he's not doing that. He's going for Flash of Darkness, Sonar Scream, so he's playing it a bit more passively. I think Flux should do well here. Alright, we got a slow coming in from Pearl on the Bushwhack. Magnus does a pull. He's going to farm this hard camp. Try to get this last hit. Nice. Magnus gets the last hit. The Skelly King kill gives him a lot of GPM. Goes up to 180. Alright, so there's still 2 in the top lane. Shellshock has the roll. Okay, he's not rolling because the blink was still up. Good health potion though from the Hag. Playing it very defensively. Mid lane, Soul Reaper versus Pesty. We have a 7-0 Pesty against a 7-2 Soul Reaper. So again, very even, but the creep wave about to come into Pesty's tower. We have to take that into consideration. Pesty has potentially 5 creeps to last hit here. Tri-lane not really getting any kills just yet, but they're stopping Bushwhack from farming. Emerald Warden is 8-3 against a 3-2 Bushwhack. So Bushwhack can't really step up into the lane. Magnus doesn't have Marchers this time, but he's very close to being able to buy them. So even though he went for a lot of stats. Oh boy, they could maybe go for a kill here. Who are they going to go for? They want to go for the Bushwhack. Charm came out, but it didn't dodge the Magnus stun. That's the big difference there. Good trap on the Jeremiah. Make it a double tap. Both kills going to Emerald Warden. That is not a good start if you're the Legion side, giving up a double tap over to the tri-lane farmer in Emerald Warden. 1,500 gold on him now. I don't know what he's going to buy, but he's got a lot of choices to make. Or a lot of thinking to do, rather, on what choice he wants to make. Goes for straight up Ghost Marchers here at 3 minutes in. He's now hitting for 84 damage. Oh boy. Good luck last hitting Bushwhack. You only got 56 to 60 damage. That's going to be a big difference. So, Flux, 13-7. Is this going to be the difference maker while Bushwhack is struggling? I have a hard time... I have a hard time feeling that this is going to amount to a lot if the Bushwhack struggles this hard. We'll have to wait and see. Magnus, he goes in on the Jeremiah with a stun. Silencing shot comes out from Emerald Warden. He can't get any spells off. And this tri-lane is now starting to pick up a lot of momentum. So that is a 3rd kill, is a serial killer streak now for Emerald Warden. He's up to 530 GPM. Flux and Shellshock doing a pull here over at the easy camp. Hag is level 5, so even though they're dual laning her, she is getting XP. They get another kill in the bot lane. Emerald Warden now 4-0 gets the Bushwhack killed. Jeremiah was dead. And I don't even know if him being here would have mattered, honestly, because there's just so much damage and pressure coming in now. That Bushwhack can't even lane anymore. He's going to port down here again, but... I mean, unless they have 3 heroes down here, I don't think they could even really walk up to farm, let alone contest the lane. Magnus stuns into Pestilence on the mid lane. Soul Reaper uses the Judgment into Demonic Execution. Too much damage for Pestilence to handle, and he falls. And it's now a 5-0 start here for Hellborn. It is not looking good. So we have a almost 4,000 gold lead already here at 5 minutes. Pretty large, actually, I would say, for this part of the game. Roll coming in from Shellshock. Wretched Hag might get the distance to safety, yeah. The level 2 roll, not really gonna be strong enough there. Roll coming in. Wretched Hag might die this time. No. Oh, the pull came in a little too late. Bat Blast came out. Not enough for a counter kill. I don't think he got the Sonar Scream off or didn't have it up in time. Meanwhile, bot lane, another dive coming in on the Bushwhack. Pearl is very low, as well as Emerald Warden. They're all tanking the tower. It's 7-1 now. This laning stage is not working out whatsoever for Killit. And even the Pesty, who was having a good time, he's 0-1 as well. The Emerald Warden with a Glowstone now. Looks like he's just going to go straight into Staff of the Master. Not going to worry about too much build-up. Doesn't go for like a Knuckles or even a bottle or any kind of sustain. Just going, looks like he's going straight into the Staff. Magnus picks up a Haste Rune. He's running down to the bot lane. Oh boy, this could mean more action. Good counter ward coming in from the Pearl. Removes that vision. They're going to send out the Wolves here. Hunter's Command from the Emerald Warden. Scouts them out. Magnus has the haste for another few seconds here. Shellshock's in the area now. Okay, he does buy a bottle in the Emerald Warden. I like that because he was very low on life. Mid lane, Pestilence and Sorber going at it. Pestilence almost dies, pops the health potion. There was a demonic execution used there. It wasn't enough damage for a kill. Shellshock is just chilling in the trees here. They're diving on the Bushwhack. Here comes a charm into a heal. Counter rolling on the Magnus. They do still kill the Bushwhack anyway, and the defensive supports aren't able to keep him alive. Magnus has another Lava Surge ready to go in 2 seconds. This could be a tower dive. Stuns up onto the Jeraziah. They take him out. Tower will not claim the kill on the Magnus. He ports out to base. And again, they lose the Bushwhack. They lose the Jeraziah. And also Pearl just... prior to this, died to neutrals. Probably to get back to base faster as well. It's a 9-1 score here. Pesty goes for straight Steam Boost, doesn't go for bottle or anything. Valuing that. Where is he? He's flying currently. Where does he want to go though? Is he just wants to chill in the mid lane here. Top river though, Shellshock could be in some trouble. He's rolling. He's rolling. Oh, he's all alone. He's sad. He's a sad snail. He's gonna fall. Wolves come out bot lane. Silencing shot. Jeraziah taking a lot of pressure. Trap comes out, boom, right clicks, Pearl takes him out, gets credit for the kill. Bushwhack getting slowed up by the Pearl. They're trying to dive. They have another Hunter's Command in 5 more seconds. Oh, silencing shot from downtown. Savage 6 streak coming out for SRP Tilda. Love it. Emerald Warden cranking up the scoreboard, 7-0. Meanwhile, mid lane, tower being pressured here. It's gonna go down to the tower. Oh man, not a lot of good science here for Killit. Flux, I mean, he's farming pretty good up in the top lane 2-0, but it's just full disaster on the rest of his team. Just not a whole lot to show. 0-5 Bushwhack with under 200 GPM. Even the Magnus is on 316. We're seeing kind of like a repeat of the last elimination game. Shellshock's rolling in. There's the Flux pull. They do get the Soul Reaper, but he's still healthy. He's still healthy. Here comes the Pearl with the bubble. They're going to turn it around. They get the 1 kill. They might want to make it some more. Pearl jumps forward, takes a lot of pressure. Bat Blast comes in. Not the best Bat Blast, but they do get a couple of kills here. And it ends up being a hat trick in the end for Hag, so it was an okay Bat Blast. I take it back. 5 for nothing engagement there. They didn't get a single kill on the side of Killit. It's now 2-17. And boy, oh boy, this one is starting to really get away from Killit now with that fight up in the top river. It's not looking good. Could maybe even honestly see like a... I don't know, because I would say this could be a concede, but we haven't really seen too many concedes this tournament so far. So they might actually end up playing this out, I'm not sure. But nobody really has farm other than Flux so far. Jerizai only has Marchers. Snail at least has a Soul Trap, so he's got something. But Pearl on the other side has an Astrolabe. Magnus has some core items already as well. They're grouping up now in the top lane. It's only Emerald Warden who's in the mid lane by himself. Very close to his Staff of the Master. He's got 3 of the 4 components already. So, do they want to defend this is the question. They look like they want to roll in with the Shell Shock. I don't know if it's in range.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
They do take out the tower relatively freely here. Here comes a snail roll top lane. They're rolling in on the... Oh, they went for the Hag actually. Thought they were going to go for the Soul Reaper there. Flux already used the ultimate. They're just gonna roll in and die. That is not how they wanted that combo to work. They just overextended into 5s2. Didn't have the full 5-man squad there. Even if they did, I feel like they just out-item a mess at this moment. We got the Lightbrand on the Hag already. This was a Hag that got dual laned by the Flux, still has 500 GPM. So safe to say they didn't shut down Hag at all. Warden just finished her Staff of the Master. She gives the bird over to Soul Reaper. So now he's got even more healing. And then Soul Reaper has a Shaman's and a Void Talisman. So he can't really die to like Pesty and Bushwhack anymore. Agmas getting kind of close to his portal key. They're gonna pressure this tier 2 tower now. We're at about 12.5 minutes here. They still have 2 more remaining outer towers on the Legion side. Shellshock goes in, hasn't rolled yet. Gets killed, can't even get the Rolling Thunder off. Hag body blocking on the Flux. Flux is just stuck here versus 5. Bushwhack, he'd love to do something, but he just doesn't have any items. Here comes a Magnus Eruption. It gets channeled in the face of Jerizai. Jerizai falls. They're just too strong. They just run them over. They just literally run into them and run them down. They take out the tier 2 tower in the mid lane as well. 20,000 gold lead at 13 minutes. That is one of the bigger leads I've seen at this time in the game. They're going to go for Kongor here. I'm not even sure like how early teams normally want to do the Kongor, but a 13-minute Kongor as a team I would say is relatively early. We only have like a couple heroes with level 2 ultimates even at this part of the game. But it seems like when they're 5 and they have heals, they can still do this. Does Kongor enrage when he gets low? I don't think he does. This is the old Kongor. So yeah, it's not even harder to do when he gets lower in health. It's the same strength as when you start him. The Soul Reaper eats a boulder! It's bouldered! They have token on the Soul Reaper now. He doesn't have the most mana. Where's he going? He's going to the top lane, so he's gonna just get his mana back through farming. Most likely. Needs to get some last hits though. Pestilence is here with Flux. I don't know if they can kill the Soul Reaper before team support comes in. They're still not necessarily grouping up with the token though. Hag is pushing the bot tower pretty freely. They're not even looking. This is a Hag with 200 mana, 400 life. They're just not even defending this tower. So they've now cleaned up all of the outer towers from Killit. Flux has his Incendiaries finished now. Oof. I don't even know what you buy if you're Bushwhack here. 230 GPM. Only with 1,000 gold here. Does he probably have Mighty Blade and just try to go for a Shrunken? I don't think it's gonna be able to do a whole lot, unfortunately. Hag's got the Grimoire finished. I feel like if Hag pops Grimoire and just blink R's the Bushwhack, he will almost solo kill him. It'll be like 80% of his HP, and then if he Sonar Screams, he just gets 2-button killed, or 3-button killed with Grimoire. Barrels up. Base tower's under pressure. Soul Reaper's got the token for another minute and 20. Flux Pull, very successful here with the roll. They stun up a lot. Bad Blast comes in, huge damage with the Grimoire power. Starts it off with a hat trick. Emerald Warden's still alive with the Void. He does fall. Its domination streak finally comes to an end. Soul Reaper did give staff to someone. I guess it was... Oh no, he didn't give it to anyone yet, but it's probably going to be the Hag. The GGs are called though. And they are going to vote a CC here. I'm not going to pass right away, but it's the first time we're seeing a CC vote today. These guys, they just don't like to give up. Gotta give them some credit there. They like to hang in the game, but I will say I think this one is pretty done. Alright, so that will do it. This one will go to Devil Gang. Very, very decisive victory. That Emerald Warden tri-lane was just too nasty for them to handle. So